Recently, my dad talked to me about producing a video of his top 10 favorite Beatles songs. And I'm really excited to do this with him, and it got me thinking of what my top 10 from the Beatles would be. And I sat down and I started to type out some tracks, and already I found myself well over 10 songs. I tried to do a track from each studio album, but even then, I felt like I was leaving crucial tracks and singles out. I looked at this problem from almost every possible angle, and no matter what, I couldn't settle on only 10 songs. Which, this got me thinking, how do we decide which songs from the Beatles are the most important? There are so many variables to look at. Can you dance to it? The composition, the lyrics, the imagery, the social impact, the cultural impact, the chart performance, the longevity, and also people looking back on them and reassessing some of these songs. The list could go on and on for all the variables that you could judge these by. Everybody has their own lens, or glass onion in this case, that they look through when selecting their favorite Beatles songs. And I think personally, I find it so difficult because each record is its own complete experience to me, where each song leads into the next to tell kind of a loose narrative. And I even feel this on the very first few albums to an extent. You know, they come across as almost like these little personal live shows from this high energy band. You get that especially later in the studio stuff. You know, that narrative element is very much there. And do you count demos that were never technically released? Do you count the love tracks, the anthology material? You know, where is the line? And like I said, everybody's going to look at this problem differently. In some ways, it's like looking at colors. What looks blue to you may look green to me. It's all subjective. The list I make will be absolute garbage to someone else, even though it's my favorites. That's one thing I've learned a lot about through this channel and doing these videos and these recordings and things like that. And I think that's great. It shows how varied we all are in our music tastes and our opinions and things like that. And that's what makes it so much fun. You know, there's a great quote from Olivia Harrison in the Love documentary. She says, Eleanor Rigby to you means one thing, it might mean something else to me. And she goes on to say, that's the beauty of music. The vision of it is in your head. I always loved that quote. I always thought that was great. I'm really interested to see what my dad comes up with and what his reasoning is behind his selections. I also hope that it gives me some motivation to select my own top 10. Like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. He's been around for much longer than I have, so he's got a little bit more life experience and perspective to put behind his choices, so we'll see what happens. And if you'd like to see that video, be sure to subscribe so you can get to see it when it comes out. Leave a comment below about what you think about this topic, like what are your top 10 Beatles tracks, or how do you judge their library of music? And of course, you can always help this channel be bigger and better by leaving a suggestion for a video below. And as always, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I will see you guys next time.